Blue Lock's characters all possess unique weapons and playstyles specific to each character, but what is each player truly able to do with the weapons in their arsenal? Well, that's what I'll be going over in this series called Blue Lock Arsenal. For today's video, I'm going to be covering Charles Chevalier, his playstyle, and the weapons in his arsenal. Before we begin though, I want to mention my Discord server, the Neo Egoist Geeks. They are myself and other Blue Lock content creators, host not only Discord exclusive events, but also actively engage with our community. If that's something that interests you, you can click the link down below to join and become a part of that community. And like in all of my videos, spoilers for the latest events of the Blue Lock manga, and if you aren't caught up to the most recent chapters, I would suggest you click off this video right now because there will be spoilers. Now to begin, before we even go into his playstyle or his weapons, the first thing we need to address is his personality. That way we can get a better scope on his personality and mindset during a game. Charles comes off as childish and disrespectful, best shown when he tries to sneak away during Loki's lectures, and when called out, covers his ears. He seems to show little to no interest in learning the concepts and framework behind soccer, and prefers to play it by ear instead. His tendency to just wing it during matches has become so apparent that it even has been pointed out by Loki. Charles describes himself as a contrarian, a person who intentionally does the opposite of what they're told. Charles also seems to be a very huge risk taker, as he's willing to go for those extremely bold passes and maneuvers, even in very high stakes soccer matches, such as the match against Bastard München. During that said match, he wildly and instinctively passes the ball to Shido, without him actually knowing that he would be there to respond to the pass. This contrarian pass by Charles, along with Shido's pursuit of pleasure, ends up leading to a goal for PXG. According to Isagi, this maneuver only worked out because Charles had a visualization of the ultimate play that was brought about his peak performance and egoistic mindset. Now that we've addressed how Charles thinks and how he acts, let's take a look at his style of play. According to the Blue Lock Wiki, Charles' style of play is known as the playmaker. Playmakers are players with the ability to generate goals for their team by taking advantage of their excellent vision, reading the game and ability to pass the ball, whether to the wingers or the forwards. Charles is considered to be the heart of PXG because his passing is the means by which his team is able to score so many goals. Unlike players who go for straightforward passes like Hiyori, Charles loves to do those risky passes that no one in their right mind would attempt to do. Whether the offensive focuses on players like Rain or players like Shido, Charles is able to adjust and adapt his playstyle to assist any striker. Even a world star like Julian Loki considers Charles and his passing as a necessary partner in order to become the best player in the world. In relation to the leading actor in question, Charles' style seems to resonate more with those whose playstyle is more instinctual rather than rational or tactical. This is due to his contrarian mindset that we identified before, as his tendency to do things that most players would not expect allows for those instinctual players to play in ways that shape his passes. But now that we've addressed his playstyle, let's take a look at some of his core weapons. Looking at Charles' weapon arsenal, he does have few yet very powerful weapons. The first being called passing accuracy, which was first shown in chapter 244 of the manga. Charles is capable of making high-speed, precise passes that most players are unable to reach. By knowing the virtues and tendencies of his teammates, he's able to adjust to a point where it seems impossible to reach the ball, which only top-level players like Shido would be able to reach. He can also calculate the movement times of his teammates, so that way they are able to receive his passes more comfortably. Unlike players like Hiyori who specialize in quick aerial dropping passes, Charles appears to be like Sai, allowing for him to send passes that utilize the entire space of the field, both above and below. The key difference between Charles and Sai, however, is that Sai's level of precision is much higher quality than Charles's. However, there could be a way for Charles to reach that level, which I'll be mentioning later on in this video. The next core ability is a very familiar and popular one within the series, that being Metavision, first shown in chapter 250 of the manga. Metavision is a term used to describe a player's evolved vision that gives them an omnipotent perspective of the field. By using his eyes to constantly capture information from his central and peripheral vision, Charles constantly collects data about every player, every play that they make, and their positions on the pitch. Looking at the events in the manga, Charles has been able to use his Metavision mostly in incidents to view the field and move to steal the ball rather than read opponents for offensive plays. This was seen with him watching the field to steal the ball in chapter 250, as well as him snatching the ball from Hiyori in chapter 254. And the last weapon that I want to talk about is one that isn't actually confirmed in the story, however it is a personal headcanon of mine that I can fully support. This weapon being known as Dartboard Lens, first shown in chapter 252 of the manga. Now I made a video talking about this ability before, so I'm going to sum it up very quickly. This vision-based ability allows the user to visualize the passing trajectory of the ball before they even kick it. This ability to view the travel course of the ball is incredibly useful for sending passes, as a last second adjustment can allow your pass, and in turn the play, to change entirely. Now why do I believe that this isn't just Metavision with a special design like what Isagi has? He already has been shown to have the standard eye design, so it's unlikely that his Metavision can change based on its usage, as this hasn't happened with any other player in the series, not even Isagi. Taking a look back at the ocular ability, in every instance that it appears in the series, it happens just before Charles sends a pass. And this is what allowed him to hit that insane pass between both Kaiser and Ness's legs. Ness had claimed to have eliminated the passing route by 99%, meaning Charles was able to see that 1% passing route that let him hit the ball through both of their legs. When he passes the ball to Shido, we see that Charles was able to view the perfect route that would allow for Metavision users like Hiyori and Isagi to believe the ball would be heading for Rin. Instead, it flew over both of their heads, landing in the spot that Shido could score from. So to me, this ocular design should be classified as its own ability, and in turn, a weapon that should be included in Charles' arsenal. Now after identifying Charles' core weapons, there are some techniques that arise when fusing these weapons together. The first being the Contrarian Sky Arc Pass, a combination of passing accuracy and dartboard lens, first shown in chapter 252 of the manga. By performing a pass with drastic backspin, it allows the ball to curve upwards once reaching a certain point in its travel course. By aiming this pass at another player, he allows this pass to fool the opposing team, veering off course from its projected target at the last minute. These passes are good for throwing a team off balance, allowing for him to strike using an instinctual player like Shido. The next style of pass is called the Contrarian Alley Splitter, like the previous ability, also being a combination of passing accuracy and dartboard lens, first shown in chapter 256 of the manga. Charles lures two players towards him in an attempt for them to block his path. By activating his dartboard lens vision ability, he's able to view the passing route that would allow for him to kick through both of the defender's blocks. Then by using his passing accuracy weapon, he launches the ball with a powerful kick towards his desired target. We see this occur with Kaiser and Ness, where after eliminating 99% of the passing route, Charles was still able to make the pass through their block. And the last technique to include in this video is the Rabona Cross, a combination of passing accuracy and dartboard lens, first shown in chapter 274 of the manga. By pushing up the field towards the top corner of the pitch, he baits the defenders towards him, opening up the middle of the field. He then performs a Rabona chip with such power, it launches into the air towards an incoming striker. We see this pass be used to allow for both Shido and Rin to have a chance to score a goal, as Charles' contrarian personality led him to wanting both of the strikers to fight for the right to score. From this pass, we see Rin actually be the victor of this, scoring an incredibly destructive volley that even makes Charles interested in him. But that is all of the abilities, techniques, and weapons within the arsenal of Charles Chevalier. Now there will likely be more weapons and techniques revealed in Charles' arsenal as we continue in this series, however I did have to make this video due to my current situation. As you're watching this video, Hurricane Milton has actually struck the area that I'm living in, and it would have impacted my time to make a video for you guys. So I wanted to do a video that was kind of simple but also gave you some enjoyable content. I don't know what my current situation is as I'm doing this prior to the hurricane actually hitting, so I hope everything's good for future me. Aside from all that depressing commentary though, I hope you guys did enjoy the video and will continue to enjoy it in the future. For the question of the video, who is a better passer, Hiyori or Charles? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching, like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.